We're finally into October, and that means the first 3 quarters of the year are in the books. And Honda is back in 2023. All right, Honda advances sales momentum, strong September, strong 3Q, Q3, and we're going to be focusing on Honda in this video, not necessarily Acura. I'll do a separate video for Acura. And also, guys, huge, I'm heading to Japan in a couple weeks. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Nissan, Subaru, Suzuki, Isuzu, all the Japanese automakers are going to be there, plus some. And yeah, Honda's booth is going to be pretty good. They're the only ones that I'm aware of that have communicated what they're actually showing there. So we have these new electrified concepts, this little tiny electric scooter. You have this tiny electric car that's kind of like a next-gen Honda E, another electric scooter, a tiny little electric car. They have tons of other stuff. Look at this full lineup. Can't wait to show it to you guys. But let's get into the sales and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss my Japanese coverage, Japan coverage of the Honda Japan Mobility Show. Okay, Honda sales are over 115,000 units, up 45.5% in September. Why is this big? Well, if we go on over to Automotive News, the average increase in September was 17%. Technically, that's Q3. Still, Honda way above that for Q3. And then 15% is the average up over the year. Honda so far is up over 50% on the year, ladies and gentlemen. 2022 was horrendous for them, supply chain hiccups left and right, and that seems to be mostly fixed especially for their medium to smaller vehicles. Honda electrified sales continue to set records as CR-V and Accord hybrids combined for over 218,000 units for the first 9 months and have already set an annual electrification record. Personally, if I was buying an Accord or a CR-V, I wouldn't even be looking at the non-hybrid options. Man, the CVTs with those turbos are just not that good. Well, I'm not saying in terms of reliability, but in terms of responsiveness and just overall like experience, it's just not great when you can get that hybrid quieter, smoother, torqueier, and crazy more. Like in the amount of fuel economy you get, 40 miles per gallon is quite impressive. All right. CR-V has best month of the year, over 30,000 units for 7th straight month, and over 50% are hybrid. You know, I covered Toyota in another video before this talking about their sales. They're only maybe around 28, 29% of electrified or hybridized share, where Honda's like a double. They've essentially doubled Toyota's electrified not total volume, but percentages. So that's awesome to see because Honda's hybrids are their better options for the Accord and the CR-V. We know that the Civic will be getting a hybrid this year, carried on over from the European market, and we will also be seeing, fingers crossed, an HR-V hybrid with that same powertrain in the near future. All right, speaking of HR-V, it has a record September and best month of the year as inventory improves. We know the HR-V is kind of on the new model, new redesign, so the volume is improving there, finally. Accord and Civic combined, so the sedans combined for over 35,000 units, and 54% of Accord September sales are hybrid. So there you go. Again, over 50% of sales for Accord and CR-V are hybrid, which are the better powertrains. We'll talk about Acura, like I said, in another video. So let's talk about the Honda sales highlights. I will be riding this Moto Compacto pretty soon. It's an electric e-scooter. Sales go on in November. You get them at Honda or Acura dealerships or online. You can buy them online. So I will be getting one and comparing it to some other options out there on the market for around $1,000. Because it is expensive for the specs, but it is a Honda and the packaging is undeniable. The design is cute as well. I think it's absolutely worth the money before even testing it. But anyways, the Prologue will be going on sale early next year. Hope to be driving that. 300 miles of range. It is on the GM Ultium platform built in a General Motors plant. I know a lot of you guys are not excited about that, but hey, like General Motors electric vehicles, like the Bolt is arguably General Motors' best, like, non-performance car. So you guys can argue it out down below, but or non-luxury car as well. So it's like probably the best Chevy that's not a Camaro or a Corvette. Let's keep moving. And so they're going to be taking that electrified excellence that General Motors can do, and Honda's going to be using it for the first vehicle. Don't worry, because next year Honda will have their own Honda platform if you don't want anything to do with General Motors. All right. Demand remains strong for their large platform vehicles or light truck vehicles. So Pilot, Passport, Ridgeline, and Odyssey. There will be a Ridgeline refresh, I believe, soon. Odyssey, it's hard to say what they're going to do without the redesign. That's getting very long in the tooth for the minivan. But they are doing well despite having logistics issues constraining those vehicles coming out of Alabama. I think that's where most of them are produced. All right, opening up the sales chart month to date, we're going to focus on mainly the volume here, and then also the volume on the far right of year to date. So Honda's total sales up for cars 71% on the month, for about 40% on the year. And then their SUVs and trucks for Honda up 33% on the month and 27% on the year. The Accord guys up 51% on the month, up 37% on the year. I'm seeing a ton of the new generation Accords. What is it? Are we on 11th generation? It's hard for me to keep up with it now that we're in the double digits of generations for these Honda sedans. But yeah, Accord up 51% on the month, 37% on the year. Hybrid is the way to go, and it's a very, very good car overall, even though it's a bit on the safe in terms of design and there's no longer like a performance model of it, which hurts a little bit. Anyway, Civic up 100% up on the month and up 52% of the year. It should be selling more than the Accord. It's possible it could outsell the Accord by the end of the year because look, it finally outsold the Accord for the month of September. So moving on to, well, rest in peace Insight, moving on to CRV, up 55% on the month, 47% up on the year. So the CRV, their cash cow, their volume seller, it is selling essentially double of what the Accord is selling. And the HRV, look at this volume come on the HRV. And if they had a hybrid on the HRV to challenge the Corolla Cross hybrid, they would be killing it, in my opinion. The HR, that's the biggest thing with the HRV. You know, I'm not a big fan of the styling on the front, but it handles well. It's quiet. The ergonomics are there. Great materials for the price point. Great safety as well for the price point. What holds the HRV back is the powertrains. It's not very efficient. It's definitely slow as hell. And if they can put around 190, 200 horsepower of their hybrid powertrain in there, that will make the HRV a beast. And if they're able to give it all-wheel drive, mechanical all-wheel drive even, it will be a really, really good option out there. Instead, the Civic is getting that hybrid powertrain first, and we can only keep our fingers crossed for the HRV to get it in the near future because it would really fix any downfalls of the HRV, in my opinion. Has good cargo, has good passenger space, good technology, etc., good materials. All right, moving on. Odyssey up 44% on the month, up 82% on the year. The Odyssey, it's a tried the true. It is, at least in the minivans I've tested, which I still haven't tested at Carnival, but the Odyssey has a Blu-ray drive. It is there's nothing about the Odyssey that annoys me. The V6 is great. The 10-speed auto is great on it. It handles pretty well for a minivan. The Odyssey, again, could just benefit like the Sienna has the hybrid. If Honda could outfit the Odyssey with a 250 horsepower hybridized powertrain or more, that would be amazing. Give it all-wheel drive for the first time ever. That would help the Odyssey out as well. But hey, it's a proven formula. It's working really well for them. 56,000 Odyssey sold this year, outselling the Passport, outselling the Ridgeline. It's only second to the Pilot, the new redesigned Pilot right now in terms of large platform sales, because the CRV is on the smaller platform, right? The global architecture for Honda. The Passport is up on the month, up on the year just slightly. Pilot is up or down on the month quite noticeably as they've been switching over to the new production of the new redesign, but it is up on the year. So hopefully it can recover in the fourth quarter, get that volume back up. And the Ridgeline is also suffering in volume for the month compared to the year. Are you guys happy with the rebound you see with Honda? Their lineup is very good. All their products are pretty darn decent. Like to see more hybrids, like to see some plug-in hybrids in their lineup. They're getting their first electric vehicle. I think that's going to be good for them, so they can, it's not going to, I don't think, draw a lot of people into Honda, but it could convert maybe some of their CRV owners into a Prologue instead of going to Tesla or going to someone else. So I think that it'll be good for customer retention, this new Prologue. But yeah, need more hybrids from Honda, but otherwise, they're doing a really good job with their volume sedan, the Accord hybrid and the CRV hybrid. But yeah, the CRV plug-in hybrid is available in Europe. We just need to bring it into America, give us more powertrain options for electrification. So I got to shut down there. Honda's doing pretty good. Happy to see them recovering, since last year was just depressing for them. But thank you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for my Acura sales breakdown to see how their performance luxury premium division is doing. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.